If you're struggling to grow your nutrition coaching business, getting more clients and making more money, there's two mistakes that you're making. Number one, you're not consistent enough on social media with a specific message, but also number two, you're not showing off enough of your personality, which is why in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to have fun with all of this stuff, using humor so you can make more money helping people as a nutrition coach, but also have fun. And this is the exact strategy that I used with one of my clients who went from basically invisible online to gaining 15 clients almost overnight. I'm gonna tell you all about that near the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But here's how this stuff works. Back in 2014, I posted something that went viral. Keep in mind, at the time, I was working on my PhD in human nutrition and writing really professional research papers. So I'm sure you're thinking that the thing that took off was some sort of physiological mechanism or a new scientific breakthrough that completely changed the nutrition world, but it wasn't. It was actually this photo of the rapper Lil Jon holding a Pop-Tart instead of his chain, which I carefully and meticulously photoshopped, with the hashtag low carb for what, which was an ode to his popular track Turn Down for What, that had been making rounds in nightclubs around the world. If you're thinking this is sort of dumb, but also kind of funny, you'd be right. And I didn't know it at the time, but I did a few key things correctly. That, number one, made this post spread, and number two, resulted in an influx of new paying nutrition clients. Why this worked is what we're gonna break down today. And it's all about using humor in your social media content. Here's the first reason why humor works, and it all comes down to showing off your personality. When you make people laugh, you're gonna stand out to potential clients. Because nutrition coaching, it can be serious. We're talking about science and responsibility and action steps, all in regards to someone's health, in a professional service where you're getting paid, so it's serious. So you may think, I can't make people laugh. I'm supposed to be a serious coach. I totally get it. But here's the deal. People don't buy programs or philosophies or seriousness. They invest in coaches when they see you as the solution to their problem. And the best way to do this is by being a real person with a personality. And can you guess the best way to develop relationships and show off your personality? It's by using humor, especially in your social media content. It doesn't need to be all the time, but this is an amazing way to market your nutrition coach and make magnetic content that gets clients. But you need to do this the right way, which means you need to, number two, focus on what clients find funny. You can't just tell any kind of joke, because the stuff that you find funny probably isn't the same thing as the stuff your potential clients find funny, especially if it's related to what you do in nutrition. Many coaches, when they want to use humor, are gonna start posting things that they find fun, which can be stuff like shaking their heads at their clients for not following their plans. And other coaches might relate to that, but the people you're trying to attract, they don't get it. So instead of that, make jokes about a ridiculous diet that no one could ever stick to. Or take some sort of pop culture reference, like a quote from The Office, making sure it's something that your client knows and understands, and make it about nutrition. So when Michael Scott says to Toby, "Why are you the way that you are?" Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. And that's when your new diet says that you can't drink any alcohol, which is easy to make a joke about when you're a coach that uses a flexible approach. But the key here is you need to play the role of the client, not the coach, because then it'll land with the person that you want it to. And let me tell you, no one is doing this right. The lesson here is just about everyone is over teaching in their social media content. And here's what it looks like. Everyone is at the top, teaching at a way too high of level. And what you think is you need to bring it down to the high school level. And no, you need to go down way further. In reality, you need to bring it down to grade school. And when using humor, it actually ends up looking like this. You're making high-level jokes that only other experts can laugh at. And when you bring it down, it's still really only for other coaches. But you need to bring it down even further, making jokes that other clients can laugh at, so you can laugh together. Now at this point, you may be thinking, Dr. Mark, what if I'm not very funny? This stuff doesn't really apply to me. Here's what I would tell you. You don't need to be. You just need to know what your potential client finds funny. And you know what really makes people laugh and connects people? Stuff they don't like, which we'll talk about next. Laugh with them about stuff that they dislike. If you want to get a better idea of what makes your ideal clients laugh, the easiest way is to think about stuff that they dislike. You know, the cookies and the donuts that just appear in the break room, completely hell-bent on sabotaging their fitness and health goals. Yeah, they don't like them. See, people don't like taking responsibility, and they love blaming something else. So find the thing that they like blaming and make that the enemy. And then you can join them by throwing rocks at it. Someone who does this very well in the nutrition coaching space is Dr. Spencer Nadolsky. He's identified that the people that follow him, love him, trust them, they all dislike the keto diet. So when he makes a joke like this, the people that follow him, who also don't fear sugar and can imagine themselves in a situation like this where they've been invited to dinner with a friend that loads them up on bacon, cheese, and maybe even bulletproof coffee, yeah, they think of the lengths they would go to bail on the invitation. They laugh. It's funny. There's a common enemy and it's keto. And what you're probably starting to pick up on there is number 4. We need to laugh with them, not at them. Here's something that I want you to use as a guideline when you're making jokes. The things that are safe to attack or make fun of are things like beliefs and trends, and even fads and the pain points that someone has. But what we never attack or make fun of is specific people or your clients. Don't do that. If you use this as a guideline, the things that you post will be fun and it will get you clients. And one of the easiest ways to be sure is to use this trick. I call it the funny test. Before you post something that is funny or that you think is funny, you can do your best to try to make sure. And although it's impossible to fully know, you don't want to offend the people that you're trying to make laugh. I may have run this reel by a few people before I posted it. It was a mixed reaction, but I posted it anyway and everyone lived. But for my own content, I know when I poke fun at fitness influencers, the people that follow me, nutrition coaches, they love it. You can always ask yourself before you post, does the person that I'm trying to attract, my ideal client, do they find this funny? And if the answer isn't a yes, rework it a little bit so it fits. Humor works. And how do I know this? Talent is a fantastic trainer and nutrition coach. He lives and breathes fitness, health, and motivation. He knows for most people what is actually getting in the way of better results is just hard work. But when he was working this message into his social media content, no one was really listening. Actually, it may have been getting in the way of him actually growing his coaching business. It was only when Talent started to post daily humorous reels and content that people were interested in taking the next step. Talent shifted his content from serious and motivational to funny and interactive. And although there is a time and place for everything, this shift really paid off. In just a few weeks, Talent picked up 15 new paying clients. Not only are people appreciating his content, people message him all the time saying, this is exactly my situation, but he's enjoying it more as well. The key here is using humor to make sure that everything you're doing is fun. And it's not just for them, it's also for you. Now, as great as all those tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'll have you do is check out this video I've linked up right here. Now that you know the best way to use humor in your social media content, find the best way to integrate it into your social media strategy.